Hi, this is Jordantine1, and today I'll be showing you how to make the Medium Circle Burst Bracelet. I had come up with the Medium Circle Burst charm last week, and I will show you what it looks like. Here's some examples of it. And I had gotten a lot of requests to come up with a bracelet to just connect these together. So that is what I've done, and I will show you what that looks like. This is one where I did the rainbow colors on the outside, and then I did a layer of black, and then the very center repeats that same rainbow color. And that's the one I'm going to be showing you how to make today. So I have my bands placed in the same order I want them to go around the circle. I have all of the rainbow colors, and I have them lined up like this, so that's the way they'll follow each other around the circle. And then I have black. And then I also have 5 clear bands that are going to be the cap bands for the center of each of the circles. So one of these circles takes 36 bands, and you'll probably need about 5 to go around your wrist, possibly 6. So if you just multiply that times 36, so for 5 you'll need 180 rubber bands. So you want to have your loom set up in a rectangular shape so all of the pins are in line with one another, and you want the arrows to be facing towards you so the opened ends are facing you. And we're going to be working with a total of 10 pins. We're going to be using 2 rows, and it's going to be in the shape of a rectangle. It's going to be the length of 5 pins in each of the rows. And I'm going to be starting with my first outside color, which is red. And it's going to go on the 3rd pin up on the right hand side from the bottom of the loom, and it's going to move over to the left. And I do need to twist this, just this bottom layer. And now what I'm going to do is skip the next 3 pins and go to the one above that. So I'm actually going to the 7th pin up from the bottom of the loom in the right hand row. And here I'm going to place the last color in my circle, which is purple. And again, it's just going to go into the left and twist. These are the only times we're going to have to twist the bands. And now the center of the circle is going to be right here. And the way we're going to lay the bands is they're going to have to work from the outside in. So from the bottom here, I'm going to place my bands going up. And from the top, I'm going to place them going down. So this is very important. You have to lay them that way in order for it to work out. So I'm going to start on the bottom, and I will do black. And so that's going to go up. And then I'm going to repeat the same color that I have on the outside, so it's going to be red. And now when I do this other half, again, I'm working from the top down. So my next color is going to be black. And then from here going down is going to be another purple. And now in the center I have to place a cap band, so I want this to be doubled. So I'm just going to take the band and place it on my hook, twist and put it back on. So you'll see 2 bands on there, and I want it to just go right in the center. And now I need these bands to come up through this cap band and then work their way to the outside. So the ones on the top here are going to be first since they're first in line. I'm going to just reach my hook down through, push back on the 2 clear bands with the back of my hook, grabbing this purple band. I'll hold the cap band in place, and this is going to move up. And now I'm going to go down through here, and I'm going to grab the black band, and that's going to move up as well. So I'm reaching down through the purple, grabbing the black, and that's just going to move up. So this side is easy to do because you can just reach right down in through the pin. Now the other half is going to be a little bit trickier because these are on the opposite side. They're wrapped around the back of the pin where you have to grab. So it's just a little bit harder to do. But I'm just going to reach down through this cap band, push back, and this time I'm having to get a hold of this rubber band from the side. It's going to come up through and move down. And again, the same thing. I'm reaching down through these 2 red bands, pushing back, and I'm going to have to reach my hook out to the side, pull it up through and down. I'm going to push this down, and now I want to put another layer of the border bands on, so it's going to be red at the bottom and purple at the top. Don't need to twist anymore. And now I want the bands that are on the right side here to move over and into the middle. So I'm starting with the two black. I'm just going to pick both of them up on my hook, move them over to the middle. And now I'm going to release this red one from the pin. This cap band is going to stay on. And now I will release this purple. And the two black are going to come into the middle. And now I also have to remove the bottom layer of the border band. So I'm going to take it from each side. So I'll do the purple at the top, and then here at the bottom I have to get the bottom red off. And push this down. So the only thing that should be left on the pins is one layer of the border band on the top and the bottom, and then also this cap band. And so now I'm going to do my next layer. It's going to be that same pattern again. So I'm going to be starting at the bottom here, but this time I'm going to do it in the center row. So I'm starting with black, and then I'm doing red. I'm going to be doing two of each of the colors of the rainbow before I switch. And then from the top coming down, I have black, and then purple. And now what I need to do is take this cap band and move it over to this row. So I want to grab this from the bottom, release it from that pin, and I'm just going to twist my hook just a little bit, and it's going to just slide on from the inside of that pin over. It's important that it goes on that way, that it's just sort of flipping from one side to the other. You don't want to take it off and leave it straight and put it on that way because it won't work. So now we just need to get these bottom rubber bands to come up through and move to their opposite sides. So again, we're always doing the top first. I'm reaching down through and grabbing this purple, and now the black. Again, this is the easy side because you're just reaching down inside the pin. But now on this bottom half, we're going to have to grab it from the side. So I'm going to reach down through, get my hook out to the side, and grab a hold of it, and it can come down. And now the same thing again, push back, grab from the side, and the black comes down. Pushing this down. And now I need another layer of border band, so I'm still going to be doing red and purple. And now I need the black band to come off and into the center. So make sure I grab both of them and move them in. And I'm just going to do the border band while I'm down here as well, so it's from both sides. I'm going to release the other red, and then at the top here I'm doing the black, and then the bottom layer for the border, and then also I want this purple to come off and push down. And so now I'm going to go back to this right hand row. I'm always just going to keep alternating from wherever the cap band is. I'm going to go on the opposite. And now I'm ready to switch to my next color. So I'm still always going to be starting with black. But now on this side I want to do the orange. And now coming down from the top I'm doing black. And now my next color, oh, my bands are kind of messy here, from purple is going to be blue. And now this cap band is going to change sides. And then the top layer is going to come up through. Again, you're reaching it from the side. So it's just a little bit trickier to do. And now I need the border bands. Again, I'm going to do the same color as the inside bands. So I'm doing orange and then blue at the top. And now I want the black bands to go into the middle. And I'm going to release the bottom layer. And then also this one. Same thing up here. And release. And push this down. And I'm going to do another layer of those same colors. This time I'm switching to the middle. And now from the top down. And now this cap band is going to move over, so I'm grabbing it from the bottom, just flipping it over there. Now just get these to go to the outside. Push this down, and now the border. Now get these off of the pin. And repeat up top. And push down. So now I have one more color to work with, so I'm switching here. It's going to be yellow on top of where the orange was. I'm switching to the right hand row and starting with the black at the bottom. And then the yellow. And now from the top it's going to be black. And my last color is green. Move this cap band over. Now do the bottom. You can see that that cap band is getting pretty full. So the fuller that it gets, it might get a little bit harder to work with. This one's not terribly full, so it should be alright. And now do that border color, same as the middle. And now at the top here. Push this down. You can see it's starting to grow there. And now one more layer with the same colors. Now moving to the center row. And here for the last time, the cap band switches sides. And you want to be pulling this towards the outside as you release it, because you can see how it's going around here. We want it to be in line. You can see this started to come off the pin, but that's okay. And now the border. And now release these. Get them into the middle. And this time we can actually totally take off this cap band since we're done with this circle. And push down. So now what I want to do before I start my next circle is I need this circle to close up. Now if you wanted to, you could just repeat this process all over again, and you would start a new cap band to make a new circle, and it would turn out fine. I'm going to show you an example. This isn't the same bracelet, but this is the open oval, and it's the same concept. You can see here how they're separate circles, but it doesn't completely close here. It does make it go in, but it's not going to give you a circle. And I would like to get that circular shape, so I have to make this go nice and tight together. So in order to do that, I'm going to switch sides with these bands. The only problem is it's a long stretch and it does get the bands a little tight, and I worry about people complaining that maybe their bands will snap. Now I haven't had any problem with any of my bands breaking, but depending on the quality of your band, it is possible. But I'm going to show it this way, and if you do find your bands are breaking, then don't try and switch sides with these. Just continue to do your next circle. But I am going to switch sides, so I'll start with the one in the front here on the bottom right, and I'm just going to stretch it all the way up to the top where the green is and put it on. You can see it's a very long stretch. And now I'm going to grab this bottom green, and it's just going to go over top, and it's going to stretch all the way down to where the yellow was. I'm going to do that for the other side as well. So I'm going to take off this yellow. It's going to stretch all the way up to where the green is. And now I'm going to grab the green, and that's going to come all the way back down to where the green was before. So this is going to give you that nice circular shape, but it is a very long stretch. So hopefully you won't have an issue with your bands breaking. And now I'm just ready to start my next circle. And once I release these, then it'll release all that tension on the bands. So I'm going to just start the next circle just to show you. And since I've now switched sides and I'm working with colored bands for the outside, what I'm going to do is switch the order of the colors. So if you have black bands or any color bands that are the same, it won't matter because it'll look the same whether you've switched them or not. But with these, since the colors have now switched sides, I'm just going to follow around with the same pattern. So starting on the bottom right here, I'm going to do black. And last time I did red at the bottom, so I'm going to do purple. And from the top down, I'm going to be doing black first, and then red. Now I need to start a new cap band, so again I'm just doubling this, placing it right on the top. And now I'm just going to work my way towards the outside here. And now do the other side. Push this down, and now I'm going to do the same colors on the outside. So purple's at the bottom, and then red is at the top. And now I need these bands to go into the middle, so I'm going to take the black, and now I'm getting these bottom green bands. Can release this, and at the top here, and also the bottom yellow. So now they won't be as tight. Push this down, and I'm going to repeat that same pattern one more time. So I have the black, this time I'm going in the center row, purple, And now the top. The cap band will switch sides. So hopefully by now you've gotten the hang of it. It's definitely a little bit more challenging than some other bracelets, but I think it has a really cool look when it's done. And now I'll do the border bands. And push down. So I would just repeat this same pattern. Now that I've done 2 of these colors, I will switch to the next 2. So remember they're on opposite sides, so the next one on this side will be blue, and the next one on this side will be orange. And then I'll do 2 of those, and then after that on this side will be the green, and on this side will be the yellow. And when it's time to do the other circle, we'll do that same thing where you want to switch the bands, totally just switch the sides. So I'm just going to continue on in the same pattern, and I will fast forward, and then when the bracelet gets long enough, I will show you how to remove it from the loom. I'd also like to note at this point that if you wanted to, you could put more than 12 rubber bands within a circle. For example, I did 2 of each color of the rainbow, so there's 12 within each of these circles. But if you wanted to, you could double that to make 24 bands in the middle, which I've done to this one. This isn't the exact same pattern because this I did all of the rainbow colors on each side, whereas this one I'm doing it just following around in a circle. But there are 24 bands in this, so you could see how much bigger. Let me show you the bracelet. You can see how much bigger this circle would be. So for example, if you wanted to make a necklace, you could just add one of these in the middle of the smaller bands. So that's just a thought. When you have your bracelet to the length that you'd like it and you're ready to take it off of the loom, you should have 1 rubber band left on each of the 4 corners. And just so you know, this is the bracelet that I had shown you at the beginning. I put it back on. It's actually in the opposite order of the one that I was making in the rest of the video. So yours, if you followed along with the video with the same colors, you're going to have green and yellow at the top here. But since I did mine in an opposite order, I have red and purple at the top. But it's going to be the same way to take it off. You're going to take the band that's on the right and move it over to the left. I'm going to do that for both of these. And now I'm just going to reach my hook down through the 2 that are closest to me, leave them on my hook, and then I'm going to go through the other 2. So there's going to be 4 rubber bands on my hook, and now I can take this off of the loom. And I'm going to take 1 additional band. It can be whatever color you want. I'm actually just going to grab a clear one, and I'm going to get it on my hook and pull it through all 4 of these rubber bands. Make sure they all get through, and put the other end back on the hook. Going to take an S-clip here. You can use whatever clip you have available, and I'm going to hook it through. And now on the opposite side, and again your colors are going to be opposite, so you'll have red and purple here, but you should have the 2 rubber bands that we started with, that we made that X with. So you're going to want to reach through the 2 bands on the one side and then the 2 bands from the other side. Again, I'm going to take another rubber band, so I'm just going to take another clear. I'm going to slide it through all 4 of these, put it back on my hook so you'll have the 2 bands on, and I'm going to put it through the other side of the clip, and and then here is your bracelet. And then, as I said earlier before I fast forwarded, if you wanted to, you could always make a necklace and just add more band. This is 24 in this circle, and it does get really full and pretty tight to work with. But if you're an advanced loomer, you should have no problem with that, and you could just add that in the center of these. And then also, if you wanted, you could use just the single charm to make earrings. So I think it could make a pretty cute set. So this is the Medium Circle Burst Bracelet, and hopefully everyone had fun doing it. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!